Hello. In this video, I want to talk about how I grew up in a satanic cult, saying that I'm still absolutely traumatized and I'm sorry if I cannot speak up properly at the moment, or still, it's not because I want to deny something or suppress something or keep something from you. It is fear based traumata. I have a developmental trauma when I speak about this. This does not mean that I cannot function right in a creative setting with creative people, but and healthy people who do not want to harm me anymore. But if I have to speak about this topic, especially if I'm not safe already, if I'm not safe, and if I'm still surrounded by Satanists, basically, um, this means that I actually have to. I'm really, really, really scared, or I cannot find my. I cannot find my purpose. I got imprinted believing that it has no purpose or no place to talk about this. So I think that this topic about my abuse, what I've experienced, is so deeply hidden inside of me, probably in a bubble of sheer rage, because I was raging. And this is actually the difference between me and most of other satanic ritually abused people, is that I was always feeling inside of me that this is not normal. So a lot of people were asking me, why? Where did you get this from? It's kind of like as if the whole of Germany is like a huge satanic cult, and if you have actually access to God, they ask you how and where, as a German pedophile gang member, satanic ritual abuse victim, how in the world did you get access to God? And this is a very good question. My mother and my father went to New York with me when I was a baby. And I think they kept me away from most humans there. Very interesting, isn't it? But we had one meeting, and I think my mother let this happen because she wanted to escape the cult as well. But she let this happen. I had one meeting or a moment with the black man. He was touching my hand. And he was probably so in God's light that he actually activated something in my hand until this day that keeps me connected to God and keeps me connected to knowledge of God. Just amazing. It's like a baptism. You don't need to go to a church to get baptized. You just need to meet someone who's enlightened, who's absolutely in the light of God, connected to God 100%. Or yeah. So if you connect to that person, you get enlightened also. Actually, my guru Sachi Nadand, I really admire him, saying that I always have a little bit of respect for men, or I'm scared. I'm always watching them. Are you a narcissist? Are you a pedophile? This. I'm, of course, skeptical after what I have experienced, and I think this is good. But the more I get to know him, the more I understand he has the knowledge of God in the same way as most black people do. Black people, and there's no need to rage against black people. The only thing that needs to happen is, of course, you need to work for it to connect with God. You have to read the Bible, you have to go to church, you have to get baptized, you have to this and that, singing, dancing, you have to work for that. It's not something you lay back and you're just connected to God, you know. You have to speak, you have to communicate. God says, how can I have a relationship with you? He wants to have a relationship with you. How can I have a relationship with you if you do not communicate with me? And this is what the Bible, praying is about, journaling, writing down, praying, talking to God. And this is what the black people have done. This is why they are connected to God, you know. They've been fighting against their slavery, against Satanism, against abuse, everything. They've been fighting against it, and they've teamed up in black groups. And I must say, I really, really, really like black people very, very, very much. I think most of them are beautiful. Of course, if they are full of rage against white, because I have white skin, because I'm German, against Germans, if they are still full of hatred and hurt, then of course I understand them. I'm still there with them. They can still talk to me, even if they are raging. They can also rage at me. Yeah, I am open for communication with black people a lot. Even if they are raging at me, they are allowed to rage at me as a German, as a white woman, having a Nazi past and a Nazi lineage. They are allowed to rage at me for strange reasons. It's because I love black people. I like them. And but also because I carry a lot of disrespect for humanity. I have a completely different topic than the black people. I have a completely different lineage that needs healing. I'm rude, you know. I grew up racist, rude, discriminating, stuff like that, and I do not like it. I want to heal it in myself. Okay, so basically, personally, I need more healing, and black people also need a lot of healing, I think. But I think black people, of course, need to free themselves more and have more rights in society and more this and that. But we all do not have too many rights. Me as a woman, I have a lot of problems also. I have the same issues, finding a job, this and that, getting paid well. So sometimes we have to also think about what is actually racist and what is just our society at the moment, whether you're black or white. But of course, there is a lot of racism going on. And I must tell you that, of course, I would be very scared to be treated in a racist, discriminating way by black people. Yeah. And but I'm not acting towards black people. I like them. Whereas I would act in an emergency if I would have to, for example, live or work with Muslims, with Turkish Muslims or whatever, or Arab people, I would act as if I like them. But I always say openly that I do not like Muslims, especially not the Turkish and I do not like them. And they always flip out, they call me a Nazi and this and that. Okay, I do not like them, full stop. I do not like the Muslims. I'm a Christian. And I love black Christian people. I really, really have much respect. They have so much more access to God and a lot of knowledge. We white people, we still have to work very hard forgive ourselves and connect to God, we have to work very hard to have the same access to God as black people have. Yeah. So but I kind of like, I would like to be friends with black people, but not really, kind of thing, you know. So there's a lot of healing needs to be done. But I think from black people also, they probably don't want to be friends with me, you know. I'm still a Babylonian, I have to tell you. Whoop. I got imprinted and I got traumatized to be a Babylonian bitch or this and that, you know. So I think black Christian people would always fight me for good reasons. Yeah, I have to tell you. And so what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, the reason why I still got enlightened was because of this touch of this black American man. I don't know if he was a pedophile, because I think maybe some black people are also pedophiles. I have not seen one before, and I have not heard of a pedophile scene in the black community. I doubt it is so much as in the white community. I hope it's not happening there so much as we experience that. I hope he was not a pedophile, and I'm still in the pedophile group thinking, oh my god, I got hijacked and I'm not in the pedophile group anymore. I have contacted a normal person, a healthy person. I hope that I have contacted a healthy person as a baby, and that kept me alive until this day. The Satanists in Germany always hated me. They were raging at me like mad. Oh my goodness, you know. I'm an outcast in Germany. I do not connect. They smell it. They smell it. I don't know. They have like the Satanists, the German Satanists. They have such an instinct. Yeah, it is the animalistic brain that is working very well in the Satanists, and they smell that I'm not one of them. They also smell that I'm scared of Satanists for good reason, you know. Satanists are crazy, you know. So, but I can still connect to God, and I feel that God is trying to tell me step by step this and that and this and this and that, yeah. God would have not acted the way I did a lot of times. I went my own way a lot of times, and this was a mistake in some ways. But I also wanted to show God that, listen, I'm fed up with the sexism also. I can make my own decisions, and they are based on feminism, which is anti-sexism. So it contains a lot of truth if you're a feminist. Not if you're a man-hater, of course not, but if you're a feminist, then you have gathered a lot of truth also. Feminists are actually similar to black people. They have fought for freedom. And if you're part of the feminist group, then you are a freedom fighter for women. And that actually, this fighting issue, God loves it, that you are fighting for freedom and for stopping discrimination and stuff like that. So if you're a feminist, you are also connected to God more than someone who would not fight for freedom. I'm a feminist. Yeah, and what I like about it is that it gives me access to truth. What I don't like about it is that it triggers a lot of hatred in men. And I like men. I want to have a relationship with men. I'm not a lesbian or something, you know. Only because I'm a feminist does not mean that I'm a lesbian. But men don't like me very much because I'm a feminist. They think a feminist is a man-hater, which is partly true because we are raging at men for good reasons, but mainly it's not true. So, yeah, how did I figure out that I'm not a man-hater? For example, would I have sex with a man? make a blow job and practice lots of things a man likes. No, I would not care about his wishes, or and I'm not a prostitute. But of course, if a man says, listen, I like this, if it's not perverted, I don't like perversions at all. If a man says, listen, I like this, and if it goes conform with my idea of having nice sex or whatever, then why not do that? But I always set my boundaries. If not long ago a guy asked me, do you want to have a threesome? I said no. I'm dreaming about it. It must be really nice. Oh my goodness. Yes, I can imagine. It must be so nice. A threesome, absolutely amazing. The thought of it, I know exactly, wow, this would be so good. 2 or 3 men around me would be perfect. But do I need to do that and change my reputation and maybe if I would be an actress in a film, if I get money for it, then I would do stuff like that, but not in real life, I don't think. Not at the moment, no. I'm too weak. I need something else. Simple as that. But like I said, I'm not a man hater. I mean, I think some men are very beautiful, sexy. Oh my goodness. And the masculine body is so beautiful and amazing. I like it. It does not mean that I want to become a man. I know I look very masculine. This is also because I got abused. But is it only because I got abused? I mean, I have this shape of a head, you know? I have this shape of a nose and the mouth, whether I got abused or not. But I also know that the Toltecs, the Mexicans, they know how to change your skull only with energy. And this is very true. If I live in Germany, I have a completely different head to when I live in Holland. I'm more relaxed if I live in Holland. I'm more stressed and triggered, and I do not feel well. I have a huge headache when I live in Germany. Yeah, so my skull actually changes. I was looking completely different in Holland. And this is also a very interesting topic we can talk about, or I will talk about a little bit more. But so the connection to God is very interesting also. I'm so triggered at the moment. I'm so in post-traumatic stress you cannot imagine. I cannot ground myself very well at the moment. I'm so scared because I have so many problems here. The Germans really make my life very hard at the moment, especially financially. And I have to be careful that they do not kill me, so I need a lot of help. And very urgent, very fast help. Thank you. Bye.